Meet Henry. He's 20 and lives in a small town just outside of Vancouver, British Columbia. At first glance, it may not appear like Henry is greatly suffering, but unfortunately, Henry is part of a small group of young men stricken with a dreadful disease. He and those like him are living with, dealing with, and fighting FPSS, First-Person Shooter Syndrome. Dr. Charles Grassling of the Browning Institute in Wilmington, Maine, holds an advanced degree in cryptozoology from the Correspondence College of Chicago and has been studying first-person shooter syndrome for 7 years.
First-person shooter syndrome is, in fact, a neuroses in which the subject cannot detach from the experience of a first-person shooter video game, and this can manifest itself in many ways. It could be as subtle as, having no periphery. But it could also be as detrimental as believing you can survive a 50-foot fall off a cliff. We have had cases where the subject refuses medical attention because, he thinks that he can find a health pack lying around. What I think you can do, the first thing that we can do...
These men, and for the sake of anonymity, let's call them Andy and Danny, are living with first-person shooter syndrome.
Can we do that, please?
Started out simply enough. I started having trouble walking into rooms if I didn't have a digital map of that area beforehand. Stopped being able to turn corners without strafing. This one time, we installed new track lighting in our house, and I forgot, and I mistook them for security cameras. My wife found me 4 hours later kneeling behind a couch.
I used to laugh at people when they said they played Tetris so much that they started to see the blocks. I don't laugh at that anymore.
Dr. Grassling has been working with Andy and Danny for months now, trying to slow the effects of the disease.
No. You certainly
You can't. If you jump and then you jump the second time, you get the extra lift on your feet.
What would you be jumping off of?
The first jump.
One man cannot jump and then jump again.
What if it's not possible, but probable?
The first jump gets you into the second higher jump.
It's just really hard to do.
All right, well, how would you explain that? How would you write it in a physics book?
Some people are really good at something.
If I were in a room, and in that room were a desk, and on that desk were a glowing or shiny object, would that presuppose its importance?
Yeah.
Do you know where there's a good save point around here?
I saw a room in the hall that...
Good. Andy and Danny still have some time before the effects of the disease become permanent, but some other people aren't so lucky. Case 356 was a gentleman who thought that he had somehow inverted his X and Y axis. He also was sure that he couldn't carry more than 2 objects at once because his inventory was full. Number 191 was a gentleman who was sure that his 9-year-old daughter was a Nazi sniper. He's refused visitation rights ever since. Case number 256 was sure that his controller was broken. And of course there was case 104.
What's my objective in this chapter?
What chapter?
The chapter of the game.
No chapter, no game, no objective. We're just here.
So, objective completed.
Well, there's really no objective. So
Because it's been completed. Check.
Worries me when you do that. Will you not check again for me?
What's,
Will you do that for me?
Don't let you see me check again. New objective.
Well, don't check at all.
New objective.
No, not at all. Did you just... That's the new objective, is to not check. That's your new objective, is to not check.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Good. Because we have cameras. Is there something you want to tell me?
Disable the cameras. New objective.
You don't have any means to do that.
I can do it.
It's 15 feet high.
Assemble. Height. Manipulator. New objective.
You don't
Dual
get that.
objectives.
You don't get that until the next level.
How do I get to the next level?
You won't.
What do you mean I won't? Find a way to the next level. New objective.
Well, I think there's still hope for Andy and Danny. They're making great progress. And it's wonderful that every day they're able to see that there's more out there than just what first-person shooter syndrome is letting them see.
The other day, Dr. Grassling asked me to pass him an orange, and well, naturally I found cover and was about to lob it at him like a grenade. But I realized that I could just hand it to him. And I think that that's an important thing, an important lesson, that life is going to hand you challenges and they're going to be tough, but together I think we can overcome them.
And if not, we could just hit restart.